Good evening to all of you, those who are joining right now. My name is Abhishek Singh, and I welcome you all on behalf of Gradeup IAS YouTube channel. So, friends, uh, I hope that all of you must be doing really fine. And guys, how are you all? Tell me once. And let us start this first of all. Let us start first of all this important topic today. And guys, those who are watching it on the YouTube, make sure that you quickly join the session on the application. Good afternoon, Ashneet. Very good afternoon. And before we could proceed, right, I would like to tell you something that about today's topic. Today we will not be discussing about you can say how to write the answers and what all exactly. Today is the concluding part of this lecture, guys. So this lecture series. So we will be discussing about some important trends and some changes that we have seen in the history and culture. You can apply this for any general subject also, any general studies paper. All right. So that will be quite useful for all of you. So quickly, without delay, share this session, the link of this session among all your circle, among all your friends. All right. And then we will be able to take the maximum benefit of it. So friends, yes, exactly, Pragya madam, because the prelims exams are arriving right now. So for the case of history, suppose this is going to be the last session because we have covered almost all the questions asked in the history in the last, right, at least last 10 years. All right, starting from 2011 onwards. All right. So that is actually we are able to see that. Okay, guys. So first of all, I think you would be able to know already, must be knowing about myself. Myself, Abhishek Singh Rathore. So those who are watching for the first time, this is my name, my dear friends. And I have appeared in interview, appeared in the mains examination twice, also in assistant commandant, CDS, FCAT, etc. And I am a faculty of history as well as Indian polity since last 3.5 years. All right. And this is again, so Gradeup has decided to, put that reminder button in you every day. You will be reminded that how many days are left for the civil services examination 2021. So guys, 119 days from today, including today. Today is almost gone. All right. And also this February Mela, we all know that today is the 28th Feb. So it's the last day to take that opportunity and to gain it. And guys, please don't forget to like the session, to share it, and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Those who are watching it on the application, please don't forget to rate the session. If you love it, obviously you can give 5. If you did not love it, so you can have your 4. Right. Okay, my friends. So let us start this lecture. Hello, everybody. Tabassum, Jignesh, Pragya, right? Shripad. I'm fine, everyone. Shripad, I'm also very happy to see you guys. So I have included one special part in the last of this lecture. There I will be more than happy to address all the things that you have. Today is like, that free session. It is like the 0 hour of the parliament, right? 0 hour of the parliament where you will be allowed to ask or allowed to raise any topic related to the general preparation and their doubts. Clear? But first of all, let us see that what and how and why, whatever may be the question, there is a shift in the focus. Okay, so UPSC has displayed a shift in the focus, right? And what has it shifted from? What to why, right? From what to why. Like earlier the questions used to be like that what were the major features, of the British land revenue settlement, right? How did it impact the contemporary Indian society? This could be a question, right? Directly from the textbook we will just read it and we will be able to answer that. But today the trend of the question is changing, and this question is like which were the factors, or due to which factors the British were prompted to introduce the land revenue policies in India, and how did they impact the trade balance of or the mercantile policy of the Britain, or what was the impact of the mercantile policy of UK on the trade policies of British East India Company. So guys, nowadays what are they actually trying to do, right? Yes, Pragya, this session will resume once again when we will start the session post prelims examination. All right, after the prelims examination, we will resume this session once again. However, it is tentative information. It is not the permanent information. So maybe that for another month we are able to continue this, or maybe after the prelims examination we will be continuing this. All right, and I will try to continue for the paper GS2 as well. Okay, GS2 as well in the polity section. Clear? These all things will be delivered, notified to you in case anything happens. Clear? Okay guys, so currently they are focusing that you should have a wide scope. Earlier, let me tell you the same statement repeated by each and every topper, that we should not, right, we should not study from multiple resources, isn't it? Multiple resources. But if you look at the paper, the pattern of paper, then you must have realized one thing, guys, that currently the questions are not being asked from the conventional sources. Rather, they are being asked from the more general and more higher level sources. For example, let me take the example of the 2020 prelims and mains, both parts of history, and trust me guys, very less among you would be using the history book, right? History and culture, other than those conventional NCRTs or conventional, you can say, Tamil Nadu board, and all these conventional sources, R.S. Sharma, Satish Chandra and all that. But guess what, that Upinder Singh became the primary source for the prelims as well as the mains question paper this year. You can at least solve 70 to 80% questions directly from that particular book, which are related to the ancient and medieval history and culture. So what does it tell to us? It tells to us that somehow we need to change the source or we need to change our vision. So guys, here we will not talk about changing the source, rather we will talk about changing or broadening our horizons. Clear? So earlier we all knew that there is a static portion. हम लोग history, geography, right, polity, and you can say little bit of science, basic science or environment, theoretical part, right? We will be able to do some social issues and all that. We will be able to do these static portions. But currently, as we are able to see, guys, UPSC exam is not just about paper 1 only. The GS1 is, in fact, GS1 is also moving towards the dynamicism, right? Dynamicism. How many of you had seen this year's 2020 paper? I had shown you in the classroom also that the questions coming from the society section, right? They are most often connected to some sort of current affairs. So don't be surprised that if in the 2021 or 2022 we get to see some dynamic questions even in history. In fact, related to these changes which have taken place in last 3 to 4 years in our historical, in our historical department, I'm not talking about the UPSC, I'm talking about the history of India in general. So guys, for that only, tonight 8 p.m. I will be coming up with a very important lecture. It is a open to all lecture. 8 बजे वाला lecture जो है, that is open to all. You can share with your friends whether they are preparing for UPSC or not. And guys, you will see that several such latest changes have taken place which are not yet in the textbooks, but UPSC guys are watching that. And don't be surprised that out of those 4-5 topics, if you get to see at least 1 to 2 mains question in 2021 or 2022. All right. So why is this change happening? Right. Nishu, your question is, I'm able to see that, right? Actually, Charan, Upinder Singh has various books, that is correct. But you have to read that A History of Ancient and the Early Medieval India. Otherwise, she actually has developed a very alternate opinion. Like, let me tell you, the Nehruvian school of history scholars, guys, कई लोगों को बुरा लग सकता है, but this is the reality that many history scholars of India, they were the blind supporters of our first Prime Minister in that time, like we have many blind supporters today of our current Prime Minister. So they have tried to present the history of India in such a way that we were always perfect, ideal, rational, always humanitarian, always, using the logic and using the communal harmony and all that. Upinder Singh has also brought one book, and that book is titled, can you believe it? Political Violence in Ancient India. And she has tried to show that the violence has been the perennial, permanent part of the Indian politics since ancient ages, and it has never been in the same India where ahimsa paramo dharma is our only motive. So we have been set on that narrative because of our approach. UPSC always reflects the current trend of the thought. So this has also led to the changes in the question pattern. All right, guys. Changes in the question pattern. So Nishu, dynamic or static questions का मतलब क्या होता है? It's very simple that the questions which are easily able to be solved by studying the old NCERT. They have, like, what was the, right, or discuss the features of the Dahshala system related to Akbar's administration, static portion. Discuss the tectonic plate theory, static portion. But discuss the tectonic plate theory and also mention the latest changes in this theory, or discuss the latest evolutionary theories related to the evolution of the earth or the life on the earth. These are the dynamic questions. Like, suppose there is a question related to the right, the new creature that is obtained from Bhimbetka, right, Dickinsonia, right. So that age is also, right, that age is also different. So all the terms which are in the current news, for example, some of you might have heard about one term called as the Cambrian, right, Cambrian explosion. Guys, कितने लोगों ने सुना है ये टर्म? कितने लोगों ने सुना है कैम्ब्रियन एक्सप्लोजन? कितने लोगों ने सुना है ये टर्म? So those who have not even heard, guess what will they write if this is asked in the examination? And you can expect this type of question in the examination related to the geological history of the earth, and this will be asked in GS paper 1 of the mains examination. This can be asked. Clear? तो इसको कहते हैं dynamic question. This is called the dynamic question. All right. Now, Vishaka is having question right now. Join. I'm not able to understand about the topic. Okay, Vishaka madam. Therefore, it is very important to join on the time. Actually, this is the last of the month-long series of the how to write mains answer, the live demonstration in the class. So now it is last lecture of that series. If you have attended the old lectures, you will be able to understand. If you have not attended the old lectures, you will not be able to understand. So please watch the old lectures first and then you can understand. Clear? Now. Okay, so we have to make notes of NCERT. Jignesh, definitely if you are young aspirant, like you are having 2-3 years in your hand, so you can start with the NCERT note makings. All right. So guys, why this change? The reason behind the change in the question patterns is very simple. Now, suppose you can compare the IAS officers of 1990s or early 2000s, but if you see their question paper, guys, you will be surprised. I can guarantee that almost 80% of you who are very well preparing students, you will be able to solve the 70% or 75% of the questions which were asked in UPSC before 2005. Easily you will be able to solve those questions. Simple questions. Which of the following is not the part of the Ashtangic Marg or Eightfold Path? 4 options are there. One will be so odd that even the blind person will tell that this is not the part of the Eightfold Path. Easy. And therefore, cramming up, right? Cramming up, ratta marna. This was the key. This was the key. Memory was the key to crack this examination before or in the earlier times, in the old pattern. Today also many students ask in the history that, sir, dates kaise yaad rakhein? I never ever say them to remember the dates because I have not remembered it myself. खुद भी कभी याद नहीं किया. And trust me, without even remembering the dates, I can still tell you most of the things which you will be asking to me. Still, and nobody claims to become the master like 100 out of 100. What is the use of that? Exactly, what is the use? So UPSC wants you to open your mind and start thinking. Those who cannot think, cannot connect, cannot join the two different things, they should not be selected in the UPSC examination. Right? Memory masters are not welcome, but thinking people are most welcome in the examination. This is why they are changing it. I have seen many people among you who start giving the opinion about the answers, and trust me guys, some of you are very bright candidates. I can guarantee on that. Clear? So this is why analysis, thought process and decision making in the difficult situation, these are the 3 officers like quality. Guys, question paper की बात नहीं है, life की भी बात है. If you are having this in your life, what is that? Analysis and thought, right? Analysis and thought, and applying the analysis in the real life, and last but not the least, that is decision making under tough times. Yesterday one student was asking to me that, sir, why are these questions we are solving, that UPSC asks such questions, they don't have any use in the examination? I just laughed it out, but I got to know that that student has negligible perception of the examination, negligible mindset for being an officer. Why so? Because guys, making a decision when you are not sure that which will be the correct answer, what strategy you are using to write down that answer, what development you are doing, what exactly answer you are trying to frame, everything is a discourse of, is the representation of your personality. Trust me, some marks are also given in that way, that what a narration that person has done, what a formation of this answer, right? That such lucid development that examiner is driven to read that answer. So this is how such questions are developed, right? Which can attract this type of answer. So this is why they are changing it. All right. Apart from that, your analytical ability, decision making skills, logical thinking, and pressure handling abilities of the candidate, these are also very crucial, very significant, right? Very crucial, very significant. And trust me guys, जिनको ये दिक्कत है ना, those who are having this problem that they are unable to cram up the things, they are unable to memorize, रट्टा मारते नहीं बनता है, you are much better candidates for the new pattern of examination than all others, right? The all others. It is not just that this lecture is something. I have personal experience also. My roommate, right, he was a JRF qualified in the history, right, and done the double graduate in the ancient history as well as the Indian history, right? What happened? He was not able to qualify the UPSC examination, and guess what? Guess what? He was also able to qualify for the professorship, right, but not for the UPSC examination, because it demands not the mastery, not the masters, but analyzers, right? But the opinion, right, right, but the opinion driven people, जिनके खुद का एक opinion होता है, those who are able to convey their opinion, those who are able to understand and deviate the opinion. Diplomatic job है ना भाई, it's a diplomatic job, right? So if you are able to force the examiner to get convinced by your answer, you are able to deviate that opinion of the examiner, then you are perfect candidate for this examination, right? Perfect candidate for this profile. So this is why they are asking the opinion based questions, analysis based, evaluation based questions. We have seen all through these weeks the same type of questions, right? So what is the solution? What is required from you? आपसे क्या चाहिए UPSC को? Very simple. First of all guys, if examination is changing, then we should also be changing, right? And it is very, very important that if you are a new candidate, please be guided in a very proper manner. Otherwise, the same narration, the same vendetta, NCERT उठाओ, पढ़ना शुरू कर दो, and don't start to think. That is why you might have noticed, right? Komal, I will answer you, dear. I will answer to everybody, right? Everybody. And in the end of this class, I have a special page dedicated for the questions of the candidates. So guys, have patience. I will answer the question of everybody, right? So guys, I think some of you might have noticed that I always say ki please study the old NCERTs plus new NCERTs. Why so? Old NCERT are no doubt that they are having a lot of informations. Without information, you cannot think. This is the fact. This is the fact that you can think, but in a very limited manner. But for widening your thought, you also need the different type of ideas, different type of information, isn't it? But where will that question come from? That will force you to think about something. That will come from the new NCERT. And trust me, everybody, if you are able to study this NCERT properly, starting from 6th, 7th, 8th, if you are new to this preparation, and up to 11th and 12th, half of the job is done. These NCERTs, and join the NCERTs with the materials of the current affairs which are around us, most preferably the newspapers or the shows of the Rajya Sabha TV, etc. And you will be able to develop a very good thinking process, very good and balanced thought process, right? Try to identify कि कौन सही है, कौन गलत है, and then सही और गलत के बीच में, right, in between, somewhere in between the correct and incorrect or right and wrong, in between that you have to make your opinion also. So guys, it's a very important thing that the traditional methods of learning are not enough now. They are not enough. क्या required है फिर? What is else that we can do? What else can we do? First of all, eyes and ears must be open. Learn from all the directions. But absorb and filter the information and opinion. Like suppose some of you might be watching Z News, right? Z News. Anybody among you watches the Z News with that, what is the name of that anchor? Sudhir Chaudhary. And some of you might be watching NDTV prime time with Ravish Kumar. Some of you might be watching Rajya Sabha Vishesh. Some of others might be watching whatever things coming on the Aaj Tak. Okay. Guys, you know what? All of these can give you some or the other information. But you are the person who needs to filter out that what is information and what is their personal agenda, personal opinion. Like recently we saw Narendra Modi Stadium inaugurated in Gujarat. Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium or whatever is that. Okay, inaugurated in Gujarat. All right. So what happens? What happens that whatever information that is a fact, that it was established in this particular year, this much is the area, these are the different arenas, this is the historical fact behind it. All these are fine. This must be common in everywhere. But after that, some people are trying to misappropriate this information. The whole stadium is not named after Narendra Modi, only a part of that. What do we have to do with that, yaar? So filter that out. Filter that out. Recently, there is another news, right? That is, there is a lady called Shabnam, and who is going to be the first woman convict to be hanged, right? The first woman culprit to be hanged till death. So procedure that is followed before the hanging, that is important. The first woman or the last man, or what is that exactly? That is not important. That is not important. What crime had she done? She was very dangerous and furious. Ridiculous things. Ignore that. So guys, I have actually not included that fact, but let me tell you that all the hot topics of the debate, NRC, triple talaq, CAA, all right, even the farm bills. Guys, trust me, no direct questions will be asked, or no direct questions were asked, and no direct questions would be asked from these topics. The questions will be based on the connected things that inquires that whether you are simply a consumer of the news or you also have some brain who tries to search the things around the topic. So they are actually more interested in around the topic. So guys, ye wali approach must, for writing a good answer, this is must to develop a thought around the main topic, that is kya tha pehle, right? What it is right now, how did it happen, what will be the impact, what will be the impact on the common public, on the government, on this neighbors. All this is called as the 360-degree view of the topic. This is required. Reading between the lines, this is required. And more than the books, your common sense is required, right? Common sense is required. Clear, guys? So can you please explain some examples from the list you mentioned among the NRC, farm bills, etc.? Stuti, definitely I can do that. For example, suppose we are having the farm bills, right? Farm bills. Now, the question will be like, in the post liberalization age, post-liberalization age or era, the relevance of the relevance of the peasant and workers association right, have greatly diminished critically, right, critically examine. So farm bills, entirely different thing, and this is actually about the thought process involved into the protest movement, that whether this is a genuine protest or this is more of the political protest rather than a proper farm protest. What is your opinion on that? Similarly, other question can be asked that the recent reforms in agriculture, reforms in primary, right, in primary sector have led to greater emphasis, right, greater emphasis on its interaction with other economic sectors. Discuss. Now guys, this is the question, not just related to the farm bills but also related to the economic reforms and other patterns also that occurred during the similar time period. It is asking to connect those farm bills with the other reforms and to give your opinion on that. Obviously, when you will discuss, so you will write the conclusive opinion in that. So this is the type of question they can ask. All right. Now, Akash, I can definitely show, but in this slide I have not included any written question. So you can please check the previous classes. Right, there are a lot of questions. Clear? Now, guys, ये questions तो समझ में आ रहा है ना आपको? Have you not seen the question paper? So don't you know that these are the exact pattern on which the questions are being asked in the examination? Exactly on the same pattern they are asking the question. Do you agree? Everyone? Do you agree to this point or not? Right. So it's a very simple and very lucid thing that we need to go around the topic, to look on the back and the front of the topic, to look about the different probabilities, then to create any opinion. Just, it's not so simple that just we are the fans of Ravish Kumar and we saw that and we are, jumping on the anti-government, or we are the fans of Sudhir Chaudhary and we are jumping on the urban Naxals and all that. It is not going to help you out, because nowadays it has become the most challenging task to remain neutral. Neutral rehna is a very difficult thing nowadays. Otherwise, even if you try to become neutral, people will tame you as the hate monger or as the bhakt or something else, whatever. And guys, I cannot recommend you that you should cut off yourself from the social media and all that, because nowadays most of the informations are coming either through the Twitter. You can see that government ministries, etc., they are directly announcing on the Twitter, or even in the newspaper also. If you are studying the newspaper, then also you are getting the different type of opinions. So you cannot remain out of the influence of the others' opinions. But yes, if you are capable of becoming an officer, अगर आप ऑफिसर बनने के लायक हैं, then you must be able to filter the opinion and information, right? And what will help you? Into that? Simple. understand how to write the answers. Mock tests, please attempt the mock tests and get them evaluated. Guys, you know what? Many people, they simply, they simply collect the mock tests and keep it. Don't do that, yaar. Please don't do that. After this session is over, please watch, please watch the old videos of this session and try to write down the answers, at least one answer daily up to the examination. And when there are just 45 to 50 days are left before prelims, then you can stop it. तब आप उसको रोक सकते हैं, right? Up to that, it's not going to cause you any loss or something. Clear? So, one last point that I would like to say, that try to connect the different streams. Interdisciplinary connections are new favorite to get maximum marks. अगर आप ज्योग्राफी को हिस्ट्री से कनेक्ट कर पाते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट मी टेल यू वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. Suppose there is a question from the ancient history about the trade relations of Cholas with Southeast Asia. Trust me, guys, trust me, if you add the monsoon winds, monsoon winds in the Bay of Bengal, and you can successfully tell it as a reason behind the easy shipping in the Bay of Bengal, you can get more marks than anybody else. Because most of the people are like, ghisap bita, they are just continuing. The Cholas were very brave and they were locked and doing this and that. Not that exactly. Tell some neutral reasons which tell that you are also thinking, and this single reason will give you one complete mark plus than any other candidate, guaranteed, right? So take this multi-dimensional approach, try to connect the different things, and this will give you the better marks. All right, better marks, exactly. So Charan says how to comment on these developments without being criticizing severely, and how to interpret, right? Exactly, Priyanka, that's a very good thing, right? Exactly. So how to interpret the judge joining Rajya Sabha, who is sat as a jury to his own case of allegation of sexual harassment and government paying no heed to farmers. Exactly. So Charan, in that case, right, talk like a bureaucrat. Bureaucrats, they actually have the sentiments, have the opinion, but they demonstrate those sentiments through the data, through the recommendations. So their Supreme Court judge presiding over his own case where he himself was alleged for the sexual misconduct, there you can cite the example of the sexual harassment at workplace, right? Prevention of the Sexual Harassment at the Workplace Act, and the sub rules under this act say that if it is any boss of the office, he himself cannot preside over the scrutinizing committee that will examine the case in the prima facie matter. All right, so this should be applied. You can write down very frankly that this must be applied to the Supreme Court also, right? And suppose he became a Rajya Sabha member, there you should take a balanced approach, because in the past also it has happened and present also, and there is no such restriction that a Supreme Court retired judge should not become the Rajya Sabha member or Lok Sabha member. So you can write down that following the precedents, following the conservation should have been avoided, but if it is done, then we must have the faith in the institutions of our country, right? तो गाइज इसमें right, you are able to reflect that you are a positive thinking person. At the same time, you are able to reflect that you are also concerned about the troubles which are taking place. All right, Charan, I hope explanation answers to your question. Good evening, Amit. Very good evening. Right. So this is how, I hope it sounded balanced answer to you, Charan. Isn't it? Was it balanced or was it skewed to some party? I don't think so that it was skewed. So this is how you should balance your opinion, and it will be balanced naturally if you know the complete thing about it. अगर आपको basics पता है and reality पता है, आपके खुद का दिमाग है, you will be able to do that without any trouble. This is very simple question, a simple graph for you that shows the block, right? This block shows the history and culture question. Look at this one, guys. Culture in 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Freedom struggle and world history. So world history is almost gone, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Right? 2020, probably no question. Right? Probably no question. So what does it tell? That we must not give the emphasis to this. Does it tell something like that कि हमें वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री और पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस छोड़ देना चाहिए? No. It tells us that there may be good amount of variation in the pattern of GS1. Right? Pattern of GS1. So therefore, not giving too much time period, but yes, sufficiently decent time to these two portions, we must emphasize more on the post-independence. This is a balanced approach. Everywhere you can apply this approach, that without leaving any factor, you should be able to identify that which is the most important factor, and there you should emphasize. Clear, everybody? Questions आपके फटाफट आपके questions. All right, so अभी कई सारे लोगों के क्वेश्चंस जो है पेंडिंग है इसमें. अश्नीत एंड कोमल, मनाली. ओके, दैट्स गुड. सो गाइस, अभी आपके पास टाइम है, फटाफट आपके पास जो है, राइट, यू हैव द 10 minutes of time, or as much as you can take, not more than 10 minutes though. Please ask any random questions or whatever doubts that you have, you can directly ask. Right, अभी तक सबके मन में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आ रहे थे. So now I have said that please ask the questions. Let us see how many questions are asked. Okay. Tell me guys, quickly. Tell me quickly, how many questions do you have related to anything? Komal has that only history के questions ही बताएंगे क्या? बताओगे क्या? Okay. So Komal, my subject is history and this series is actually about the history questions only. Therefore, I have kept the history in center. You can obviously use the same logic for every other subject. And once this series will restart, right, or suppose it continues, then I will also take the other subjects like GS2, GS3, all these. All right. So how to read any books effectively? So Jignesh, this is a very good question, guys. Very good question here. Effectively कैसे पढ़ना है? So first of all, try to read the people who have contributed. Like suppose मैं कैसे पढ़ता हूँ? I will just tell you my method. I try to, first of all, watch the cover page of NCERTs I'm talking about, or any other book, cover page. I try to see the author. I try to see the credentials कि author का idea क्या है, how does he think, what type of opinion does he have. Then after that, I try to read the indices, right, the information, the development pattern of the lecture, and then once start from beginning to the end, up to that, like until you are able to finish it from beginning to the end. Don't stop. Don't stop. That means I'm not saying that don't eat and don't drink anything. No, don't stop means don't leave that book if you really want it to have a good reading. And after that, once you are done, then start enjoying it, start thinking it, munching on it, right? And then see, acha, he has been talking like this, okay. If you have read any other book of the same author, in that book also he used to talk like this, here also. So there is a pattern. So guys, while reading, you should be activating your mind, thinking should be continued. Okay, Jignesh, समझ में आया क्या कुछ? So birth of nationalism in 1857, after this formation of the Indian National Congress in 1805 that started. Okay. So अमित, आपका क्वेश्चन था या कुछ क्लियर नहीं हुआ इसमें एग्जैक्टली, राइट? ओके, सो व्हिच मैगजीन रेफर्स टू हिस्ट्री? सो कोमल, राइट, कोमल, एक्चुअली यू नो magazines for history, I will not suggest you to go for a magazine or something like that. Yes, time to time you can check the websites of the Archaeological Survey of India, time to time, not every day, once in a week or once in a month. Archaeological Survey of India, you can check the website of that. You can also check the website of the Council of Historical Research, right? Indian Council of Historical Research. Clear? You can also check the website of the, right, or there is a page in the on the Twitter. There is a page on the Twitter called as the Reclaim Lost Temples. So I will not suggest you to get influenced by the ideology of this particular page, but please, for the sake of information, at least you can check this page also. They give immensely important informations related to certain temples. Don't even go on the narratives because they are slightly, you know, right-wing page, but they will tell you some very striking facts about some of the temples, some of the old monuments of the Indian culture. All right, and this will be more than enough for the, you know, that enjoyment wala portion of the preparation. This will refresh your mind. How can we filter the big bias towards shown in the news and because they speak and get their points convinced? Okay, that's a very good thing, Aditi, that you have pointed out. And Amit says that we have to follow the author ideology, critical thinking ideology. Amit, I will suggest you that try to see the ideology of the author. Try to see the ideology of the author first. एक बार देख लीजिए आप उसकी ideology है क्या exactly, right? After that, see, until and unless you have the different types of the readings, you are not able to form your opinion. Any newbie who has just started reading, उसके लिए तो भैया spectrum is the ultimate truth. Spectrum में अगर लिखा गया है, this is the fact. Nobody can counter that fact. If I will say that no, spectrum is actually having a different opinion, and the reality is in this way, but student will say, acha, you know more than the book, guys. So therefore, what happens that ideology of the author is something that we are able to understand if we have studied the other authors also. So first of all, get convinced with the ideology of the author. Try to get the basic info from that author only. Then if you are having the time and permission of the setup, like you are preparing for the exam, you are going to appear in the 2021, and then you have started reading 3 other books of history, don't do that. That is catastrophic, right? That is catastrophic and suicidal. So if you are having enough time like 2022, 2023, then you can think of reading 2 to 3 books. And then make your own notes. And then throw all these books away and then revise and think and write. Think and write and practice the questions. Appear into the exam and crack it in the first go, right? So therefore, guys, nowadays, for 1 year preparation, those toppers who say that they prepared for 1 year, read this XYZ books and cracked the exam, they are lying to you. झूठ बोल रहे हैं आपसे. They are saying half truth. They are not saying that their thinking, their critical thinking capability, that is tremendously high since the school times. They are not telling to you that they had been excellent performers in their school and college. Those who are average performers, those who are average and below average performers, guys, 2 to 3 years is that time period that is taken to develop a narrative, develop a critical thinking. And this is reality. I'm not that person who will market you and who will try to do that marketing before you. I'm not that. Okay, so please mark my words, this is the reality. Any average new student, if he is very relaxed minded, like I can see in my class also, some of the students, they get frustrated if there is a lecture of 2 hours, and guys, they they are unable to concentrate. So this may be the problem with some people, genuine problem, but most of them are simply not meant for this examination. It may sound some crackish on your ears, बुरा लग सकता है कई लोगों को, but this is reality. सच है ये. Clear? So try to understand this also. Now, exactly. Classy to partition. Swaditi, I think आपको एक मैंने अभी जो बताया वो आपके लिए भी काम आएगा. दैट बायस्ड ओपिनियन से आपको कन्विंस होना ही नहीं है. कन्विंस तो आपको कैसे होना है? सपोज इफ योर सीनियर, लाइक सपोज मी, आई एम टेलिंग टू यू, you have the full right to disagree with me. I am openly saying that. But then prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I am saying that if you are not able to concentrate for 2 hours, then it will be difficult for you to clear the examination. Crack the exam and prove me wrong. So what happens that it's very simple, right? It is simply I'm giving you the example, right? Personally, आप मत लेना उसको. Just I'm giving you the example. Okay, Aditi? Now, so all right, so that's good. Pragya says Plasi to partition. Vipin Chandra, I'm confused which is the good for the both pre and mains. Plasi to partition, Pragya, without a doubt, if you are targeting both pre and mains, then Plasi to partition. Only mains, then Vipin Chandra. All right. So guys, thank you so much for your patience, and don't forget to go through these free classes timetable on the Gradeup, and you can get a lot of benefits. And especially I am inviting you all for the 8 PM class today. आज की क्लास 8 बजे की मिस नहीं करना है. Try to spread this word to all your friends. Let us see something new that is happening and that is not there in the books. किताबों में नहीं मिलेगा. All right. So guys, everybody जो YouTube पे देख रहे हैं, जो application पे देख रहे हैं, this is for all. So this is for crash course in upcoming times. Those who are preparing for the 2021 crash course, so and those who are preparing for 2022, they can join for these courses. All right. In case of doubt, you can call on this number, and for the subscription, right, you can also take on these different charges, right? And guys, today is the actually special discount available today. If you use the code SUPER on today, then you can get the right discount benefit up to rupees 30,000 depending upon your subscription plan. Clear? And guys, we are having the great pool of faculties also, so don't hesitate to join our league, and you can join us also on the Telegram as well. There we can have the live sessions with the faculties, or sometimes the short notes etc. may be shared. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. एप्लीकेशन पर देख रहे हैं, सो प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू रेट द सेशन. ऑल द बेस्ट गाइज. अच्छा लगा हो तो 5 स्टार्स दे सकते हैं, एंड वॉट एवर योर विश. थैंक्स अ लॉट गाइज. टेक केयर. लेट्स मीट ऑन 8 PM. 8 बजे मिलते हैं. टेक केयर एवरीवन. जिग्नेश, आई विल